Hey ladies, Matt Schaefer here, your empowerment, connection, and relationship coach. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So happy to have you here. If this is your first time, please take a second, hit the subscribe button, maybe hit the little bell next to it so you can get notified every time I put out a new video, which I am doing every week. And I'm so excited to talk to you about this particular topic because it's something that came up randomly on a coaching call. I'm an empowerment coach for women, right? So I work with women all over the world on how to create deeper, more fulfilling, more meaningful relationships, all right? And so I was talking to my client who was having a hard time. She had a hard time was having a hard time getting over and transitioning out of a man that she had been seeing and who she had transitioned out of a relationship with. They had broken up, and she was having a lot of fear come up and a lot of stress about him. Even though when they were in their relationship, when they were in the connection, she was getting so much less than she wanted. And how many of you can relate to that? How many of you can relate to being in a relationship and settling for so much less than you want, just out of fear, right? Out of fear of what if there's nothing better out there? Okay, so that's when I came up on the spot with the concept of the love buffet. All right, so this video is going to be just a brief description of the love buffet, and be sure to stay tuned towards the end because I am going to try to bring everything back around and save a couple good nuggets for the end of this video, and I'm going to keep it pretty brief if I can, if that's possible. So that's kind of the setup, right? How many of you can relate to keeping yourself in relationships or in situations with men where you're settling for less than you want, settling for less commitment, settling for less engagement, settling for less connection than you're craving because fundamentally you're afraid that maybe this is as good as it gets, right? And so that to me, it's heartbreaking because this is how I look at it. Imagine you go to a buffet in Vegas, right? You go to Vegas, you're out at the casino all day, and you're hungry, right? You are so hungry, you're ready to eat like an amazing meal. You want it a lot, right? And you decide you're going to get one of those buffets. You're going to go to the buffet, right? And so you go, you pay what? $50, you pay this huge price to get to the buffet at one of these fancy casinos, and then you get to the buffet, and you get so scared that you walk up and they got 50 different tables, right? 3 or 4 or 5 different rows of every type of food you can possibly imagine. Okay? And there's all these options that are just around the corner, but you kind of tiptoe up and there's one table right on the other side of the corner, okay? And that one table just has some old salad stuff. So some stale lettuce, some kind of wilty spinach, maybe a couple crusty carrots, some Thousand Island dressing. It's like the table that they forgot to push out, and they were going to throw everything away, but they left it out, right? And so you get there and you see this one table and you think, oh my God, this is all that there is. And so you take some stale lettuce, you take a couple carrots, you throw a little Thousand Island dressing, and you're like, well, at least that there's this, at least I got something for all that money, and I'm so hungry that I'm just going to eat it, right? And so then you go back and you sit down at your table with your stale lettuce and you eat that, and you talk yourself into being happy that at least you got that. And I think so many women out there, they do that with their dating, right? They go out there into the world and they go out into the online dating sphere, or they go out and they're meeting people, but they meet this first person, or they meet one person who's giving them a little bit, right? He's giving them a little bit of what they want, a little bit of what they're craving, and they just accept him, right? Because he's the first thing that they see, or the first person who talks to them, or the first person that wants to be with them. But he's really overall giving you a fraction of what you actually want, a fraction of what you're worthy of, and a fraction of what you could be receiving if you just took another 5 steps and walked around the corner. Because I'm not saying you can't eat a little stale lettuce, but what I'm saying is that doesn't have to be where you stop. That's just where you begin, right? Then you keep walking and you see what else is on the buffet. Don't settle for the stale lettuce. Don't just talk yourself into the stale lettuce being okay because at least it's something. So many women that I work with are these incredible, magnetic, powerful, incredible women, and I'm sure you are too, right? But you may have talked yourself into, just being okay with settling for stale lettuce, or for a man that's giving you just this tiny little amount of what you want because you're afraid that he's as good as it gets, that that's all that there is. But I guarantee you, there is a buffet of every type of man, every type of experience, every type of connection available to you if you're just willing to do the work and ask yourself, why am I afraid? Why am I settling for this moldy piece of lettuce and this one, I'm going to make a pun here, this one unsatisfying carrot? Yes, I did make something of a phallic joke there, but listen, you got to have fun with this stuff, right? Because life is too short to settle for a crappy salad. Life is too short to settle for a man who is giving you a fraction of what you want. So just go out there. Be willing to risk something more. Be willing to risk going around the corner, trying some prime rib, getting some sweet potatoes, fill up a couple plates, eat those plates, then go back and get some more. Love is a buffet. And there are so many different types of men out there, so many different types of connections. And the only way you're going to really get to find out what you actually want, what you actually crave, is to go out there and try some different things. Don't settle for what you've always known. Don't settle for what your parents told you, that you get to be with this one person or you get to have this one type of experience. Maybe the greatest meal you've ever had is just 1 or 2 dates away. Maybe the greatest connection, maybe the most fulfilling relationship you've ever wanted is right around the corner of the buffet. Don't settle for stale lettuce. The love of the buffet is so much more than that, and you are worthy of every last bite of it. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, take a second. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, hit it, and just know, and because I want to wrap this up, I want to give you like one last nugget here at the end of this. I want you to recognize that you've already paid, by doing this work, just by watching this video, you've already committed to wanting something more. You know that you're worthy of something more than what you've been getting, and you want to shift your life. So you've already paid the price of admission to the buffet. So because you've already paid the price and you're already putting yourself out there and you're already connecting, don't assume that the first man that you meet is the last man that you'll meet. Don't just assume that he's as good as it gets. Don't just assume that he's all that there is. All he is a sign that you are doing the work. And I'm not saying don't take a bite. I'm not saying don't give him a shot. But don't limit yourself to that. And don't talk yourself into being okay with that, especially if there are major red flags, especially if there are major ways in which he's not fulfilling you. Like in the example of my client that I was working with, she was only getting to see this man that she was dating once a week. She was only getting to see him every now and again. He wouldn't give her enough time. That's moldy lettuce moves right there. You get to be with a man who wants to be with you, who makes time for you, who makes you a priority in his life. Because don't you want to feel like a priority? You're worthy of being a priority. And you're worthy of having a relationship that fills you up and satisfies you physically, emotionally, intellectually, and in all ways. That's a feast. That's a satisfying meal. And that's available to each and every one of you. So I hope that this resonated, and I hope that this is something that you can use. And I want you to ask yourself, is the man that you're currently dating, is he a stale salad? Or is he a prime rib? Listen. I'm not the one to make that call, but that decision is up to you, and you make that decision based upon how he makes you feel, okay? All right, so I hope this resonated with you. If you have any questions about this topic, you want me to explore this any deeper, please leave a comment down below. Ask me some more questions. I'm always looking for more feedback to create new content for you. I got lots of great suggestions that I've gotten from other videos that I'm definitely going to start following up on soon, all right? Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.